This is Behnke here. Today I want to show you an example of another method of water purification called distillation. Just a reminder that I screwed that up. You participated in an activity in which you took this gross, foul water and you sent it through purification process, and the best outcome from a group ended up looking like this. You can see that it's a little bit cloudy. It has a slightly yellowish color, but this is the best outcome of any of the groups. So this is why I decided to use it for this demonstration. So one of the ways you can test for water purity is by doing an electrical conductivity test. Pure water, 100% distilled water with nothing dissolved in it, will not conduct electricity. So here I have a sample of pure water, and if I put the electrical conductivity tester in there, you can see that it does not light up. Okay, now if I put a little bit of salt water in here, and if I put it in there, you can see that it does light up. Did it light up? Okay. I can see it from my angle. So we're going to test this now. This is the water from our lab, and when we were in class today, I asked students what they thought was going to happen, and most students said they thought that it was going to light up because it's very unlikely, but given that there's some color and there's still a slight odor, that this is 100% pure water. So, and it should be lighting up. It's lighting up. Okay, so it shows that this is not 100% pure. There is something dissolved in there. That something that's dissolved in there is called an electrolyte. So I put salt in here. Salt is an electrolyte. And by definition, an electrolyte is a substance that, when dissolved in water, allows that solution to conduct an electrical current. And because this lit up, there's an indication that there's something dissolved in there that would be an electrolyte, because we saw that did conduct. So in this flask, this is a Florence flask, is some of the foul water. The sample that I took here was a little bit dirtier than the stuff that I had here. And this is a distillation apparatus. So the way a distillation apparatus works is, in the Florence flask there are some boiling stones, and I put the liquid in there that is a liquid mixture that I want to distill the water from. So I want to get pure water from this. This is a glass tube coming up from there, and it goes into this tube right here, which is called a condenser. This tube goes through the center of this outer tube, and these hoses are connected to the water. So I'm going to turn the water on right now, and the water is coming in here and going out the other way, coming out here, and I'm just going to let it drain into the sink. So this is going to keep that environment cool. I'm going to add a heat source to this. The boiling stones are in there to provide a surface for the water vapor bubbles to attach to. If there's not a surface for the water vapor bubbles to attach to, pressure can build up in here, and that can get quite dangerous. So I'm going to light the burner. That was exciting. And I'm going to apply heat. The burners do stay cool at the base, and since I have the system so low, I actually have to direct the flame on the system. And there's some immediate condensation bubbles up along the edges. The evaporation is probably starting to take place. Up here, as this heats up, we're going to start seeing a collection of condensation. I like to think this is like a cloud chamber in the sky, so we're collecting that vapor up in that spot. And that vapor is then going to get cooled by the water that's coming around it. I didn't even have the flame on there. So it's starting to boil a little bit. You can kind of hear a gurgling sound, and there's a lot of water condensing up there. I think shortly we will be able to see water coming out the other end. And I don't know if you can see that at all from your angle. Okay, so you can see the water coming out the other end. I need to get enough for us to be able to test the conductivity to see if we truly did distill. So I'm just going to let that run for a little bit. The water coming out the other end is much clearer and doesn't have any cloudiness to it whatsoever. I think that's going to be enough. So I'm going to shut this off, and then I'm just going to come around to this side. You should, if it's going to light or not, you should probably be able to see it. So I put it in there. Is it lighting up? Okay, it is not lighting up. So this is distilled water. It does have a little bit of an odor to it. One problem with distilled water or distilling water is if there's anything in this mixture that could also become a vapor, it's going to travel with the water vapor. I think that in this foul water that I made, I put some garlic powder, and that garlic, the compounds in that garlic, some of them can move with the vapor, and I think that it's coming out, but it did not produce any electrolytes. So if we are distilling things, water mixtures that don't have those compounds in that could vaporize, it can be an effective way of purifying water. And that's all I have for this installment today. Thanks.